Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, your marketing, and your sales goals too, with strategy and intention. So, we are about to continue the content marketing conversation. Super excited about that. As I get started today, let me see if I could jump on the Instagram gram as well. So, all right, y'all, this is it. We're going to do day number 6 of my content marketing conversation week, all about repeat, repurpose, remind, rewind. Today, I really want to dig into repetition and really what it means to put your routines on repeat. Now, I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs trying to get their content marketing life together, especially when it comes to being consistent. So I figured that I would share one of my favorite strategies, again, when it comes to putting your routines on repeat. Feel free to tag your business besties, share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. And of course, if you're catching me on the replay side, you could always drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. So when it comes to putting your routines on repeat, I'm going to give you a really simple clarity, like mini clarity session, a few questions to ask yourself to help you get clear. Okay. When it comes to content marketing and consistency, for me, the key is calendars. And I want you to think about some routines in particular that maybe you want to calendar in strategically so that you can get better at your consistency when it comes to content. So we're going to start off with, I would say, the high level, which for me is kind of looking at your year view and then digging all the way down into a day by day routine process. So when it comes to the year, are there certain things that you do at certain times of the year or certain types of things that you do? So, for example, I, as you know, do the Back to Business virtual conference every single year. It's one of my signature Sister Sense virtual events. And that's happening actually in a couple of days over at backtobusiness.me. And so, what I want you to do is to think about, do you have certain things that either you are doing every year, or maybe you did it before, and when you think about it, it worked well enough for you to repeat it again. So either a specific type, like for in my case, it's a webinar virtual event that backs the businesses that I have different speakers, and I do that every single year. And it works really well for my community, my speakers, my attendees. Everybody has always given me rave reviews. They have a great time, right? So I want you to think about that for yourself. Anything in particular that you can repeat on an annual basis. Okay. Now, doing the Back to Business every October is one thing. Doing the type of activity as a routine is another. So, my years usually I've tried to keep it really simple. And number one, do one virtual event, at least one virtual and one live. So every year I'll do this is like a routine for me, right? And this is about putting routines on repeat. I will do my Fire Start Your Year workshop in January as a live event. And then I will do a virtual Back to Business in October. Now, I've really been enjoying the process of doing these over the years. So this year, I want to say I kind of put the virtual on steroids. I had so many different virtual events this year. We just did the book business summit a few weeks ago. We did maintain your momentum. We did print your profits, spring into action. So I had a lot of different virtual events this year, right? So either doing that type of activity, and I try to do one at least once a quarter, right? Versus just once a year. That is kind of the direction that I want you to think about for yourself. So are there certain routines that you want to put on your calendar and say, I'm going to consistently do this at least once a year or once a quarter, either a specific activity or a type of activity. Okay. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you today. Great question. Let's see here. Is it short term, medium term, or long term planning? To me, I'm going to be honest with you. This little simple strategy that I'm giving you, it's honestly all of the above. Because what I want us to first do is look at the overall year and then break it down by the day. So long term is you thinking about for yourself, are you going to, for example, one of my speakers, Jay Stone, she's going to be talking about how to start branding, right? And for me, I'm going to be talking about how to start learning how to organize and monetize your content, right? So for me, long term, you want to think about how are you going to organize creating content, creating routines. Long term, you want to think about what kind of brand activities do you want to be known for, right? And so if you do calendar in certain things you're going to do either annually or quarterly, that's going to help you with those long-term goals, right? Now, short term, you want to think about things that you either want to get done right now or things that you want to consistently do on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis. That's the short term. So let's talk about that. One of the things that I do every month is my mastermind, right? That's a routine. So I put my routine on repeat, right? Once every, no, I would say twice. So twice every month. So every other Tuesday, I have a mastermind session with my mentees. The next one is happening this Tuesday, right? And I just do that on repeat. Now, on some level it's branded, right? So it's my Fire Starter Circle Mastermind, it's branded. But it's not like I do the same thing every month. I teach a different topic every month so that I'm giving myself a routine and I'm repeating the routine of doing every 2 weeks a webinar for my mastermind, but I'm doing something different, right? So you want to think about for yourself, do you have anything in particular that you want to do in your business or with your customers and clients, and do that on a regular basis? Now, it could be that you just start the process of testing things out. Because honestly, I always say when I look at my calendar of events for the year or for the quarter, it didn't just magically start that way. I didn't say, okay, I'm going to do this, da, da, da. And I test, you test until you find your best, right? I did different types of events, different types of workshops, worked with different types of people to see what was a good fit for me and for my audience, right? Sometimes you have to just do that process until you feel like you get into a swing that works really well for you, right? So, this year, I said to myself, I'm going to do a live every single day. Okay. So far, so good. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, I get to the last day of the year. Right. But that's a routine on repeat for me. Why? Because in some places when it comes to content creation, I am very, very, very consistent. And I always kept saying, man, I wish I could do these lives every day. I wish I could do it every day. And I'm just like, okay, LaShonda, you can find a way or find an excuse, but you cannot do both. So I found a way, right? I found solutions to make it easier for me to consistently live stream at least once every single day, right? And that was a routine that now is on repeat, right? When it comes to consistency. Now, I will say a couple of things for those of you who go, oh my God, LaShonda, I want to be live streaming too. I want to, work on that. First start off, if you do want to talk about, and again, great question about long-term versus short-term planning, start off with trying to see if you could do something for 7 days, for 14 days, and then make it a long-term habit with short-term goals in mind, right? If you find that it's a little bit overwhelming for you to look so far into the future, right? Can I commit myself to doing a particular task, a certain routine for at least a week or at least 2 weeks? Let me see if I can do that. And if I could do that, let me see if I can push myself a little bit more, right? Now, when it comes to my live, I try to keep it seriously simple. Number one, if you follow me, and by the way, if you're new to me, welcome, welcome. Feel free to turn on alerts and notifications so you can see when I'm live, so you can jump on here live with me. If you follow me for any time and you see these daily web classes that I do, one of my secret sauces is to have a theme every single week. So this week is content marketing week. Every day I'm sharing content marketing strategies around repeat, repurpose, remind, rewind, right? I pick a topic. Last week it was the social media engagement, 7 days of Q&A. The week before that, it was the finish strong prep for the fourth quarter. So every week there's a theme, and that just makes it easy for me in the sense that I don't have to every day go, what am I going to talk about today, right? I have a particular focus, and I just keep working on having conversations around that focus for the week, right? And so I want you to think about these things to hopefully help you stop feeling overwhelmed. I'm not everybody, but somebody out there needs to hear that the process of working on your content marketing does not have to be so overwhelming. If you can find certain routines that you can put on repeat, again, either on an annual basis, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, right? Think about those time blocks and what you could put in either of those, any of those that are going to work for you and work for your schedule too. Okay. Food for thought. So, as always, feel free to check in with me. If ever you need to, you can always email sizzlesense@gmail.com, or you can go to the sizzlesense.com website and click that gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. So today essentially was just reflective. I wanted to give you a few examples of some of my personal routines that I do on a regular basis, whether it be my clarity calls on Wednesdays, my mastermind every other week, my, seasonal branded events like the Fire Start Your Year or Back to Business, which by the way, it's coming up in a few days. So make sure you go over to backtobusiness.me so you can see what the virtual is all about, whether you want to hang with us live, catch the speakers, the great sessions, and or catch us on the replays side. Absolutely, right? You found a way. You can find a way or find an excuse, but you cannot do both. So today I just kind of want you guys to gut check yourself. Think about when it comes to content marketing, are you struggling with consistency? And if so, can you sit down, think about calendars, and strategically map out a couple of routines that maybe you might want to put on repeat? Again, either routines that you've already established or maybe some routines that you have in mind that you find you want to try out, see if it's a good fit to do on a more consistent basis. All right, y'all, that's it for today. Till tomorrow, take care. Mwah.